walks around without being shady. Who knows her values? Who's gone through trials? Her smiles are captured from mouth to mouth. It's not the size of her thighs she worries about, but the pride she thrives to keep that drive. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. Ladies, can you feel me? That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. That cinnamon twist. Ladies, can you hear me?
Hello, 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 hello. It is your girl Tasha, known to the world as the Tasha Carpenter, but everybody calls me your girl Tasha because when you hang with me, it is like you are hanging with your girl. All right, guys, today we got in the studio hanging with your girl, the forgiveness expert, Miss Kyonna F. Brown is in the house. Hey, lady.
How are you? I'm super excited about being here today.
Girl, you looking beautiful. Look at her. All somebody, the guys out there were saying that she was like a fashionista. Okay,
I'm trying.
she just glowing, looking good. Y'all got to see the detail on the eyes. The eyes is on what they call it, on fleek. On fleek. Like I said, on fling. Y'all know your girl Tasha crazy. But look, guys, Kyonna, I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Because I have watched you transform. And like, what has it been? A year?
Just about a year.
You know, I was thinking about it. I was fortunate enough because I have a platform called Body Love that focuses on women. And Kyonna blessed me by being a spokesperson at this event. And I learned so much about her.
Yes.
So, can you tell our audience just a little bit about what you want them to know about you in general?
Well, I'm pretty much an open book. I believe that through my healing, I'm able to help others heal. So, as my pastor was preaching yesterday, we can't hold back the things that we go through because we might be stopping someone from their growth or getting to their next level in life. So I pretty much share. My name is Kyonna F. Brown, as she said. I am the premier pet care specialist and owner of Pooch Styles Pet Grooming, as well as the forgiveness expert. I'm merging all that together because the animals that I take care of help me heal in my youth, and so that's why I dedicate my life today to taking care of them. But I've had some experiences with weight challenges. I've had experiences with broken heart. I've had experience with not having my parents around. And all of that, I realized I put myself in a place of depression. And in depression, as a child, you really don't understand how you get to those places. But that's just the feelings that I had. And over time, I realized that I needed to learn how to forgive myself and then the people that were in my life. Because a lot of the things that went on, it wasn't necessarily those people. It was the things that they were involved in that changed their lives. And so then it impacted my life.
Okay, so a question comes to my mind. When you think about forgiveness, I think that most people actually choose to forgive another person easier than they forgive themselves.
Yes.
Why do you think that it's so hard for you to be able to forgive yourself when we could just I forgive you. Why is it so hard for an individual to forgive themselves?
For me, I'll say the reason that it's easy to forgive another person easily, or so you think you've forgiven them, is because you don't have to deal with them. It's hard for you to forgive yourself because you're the person that you have to deal with day in and day out. Day in and day out. You have to look yourself in the mirror every single day. And it's so much hard to do that when you have to see yourself every day. You try to push back the things and stuff them deep down on the inside so you really don't see them.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So am I hearing from you that because you got to deal with yourself every day, a lot of people are not going to forgive themselves because they're dealing with themselves every day?
They have to deal with themselves every day. And when dealing with yourself, people choose to sweep things under the rug. So you're sweeping and you're sweeping and you're sweeping, and you're only dealing with or your reality of the forefront of what you have to go to work. You have to take care of your child. You have to pay these bills. You have to go to school if you're in classes. Whatever it is, you busy yourself around your daily task and what it is that you have to do, that you don't even go back and lift that rug up and say, well, I need to deal with the fact that my father wasn't there. And so now maybe this is the reason I am behaving this way in my relationship towards my spouse or towards my mate. Or I have to dig under the rug and figure out what childhood friend hurt me to now that I don't want to be friends with a certain females. Or, because those females may resemble or attract you the same way that person did in the past. And so now you stay clear of those friendships because of that person that hurt you in the past.
That is really, really deep. Hey, we got Kim Goldmillion out there saying, hi, ladies.
Hey, Kim.
What's up, Cheryl Brown from Rhode Island, Denise from Upper Marlboro, Sonia from Clinton, and Terrence from Chicago. I thank each and every one of you in advance for sharing and invite. Remember, if you're on here, share and invite. Share and invite. Show some love to your girl Tasha and the forgiveness expert. And remember, if you want to call in, the phone lines are always open. Just dial 301-429-9247. If you have some questions about forgiveness, call us, okay?
Yes.
So, you know what, people, do you think that there is like different levels of forgiveness? I mean, usually when a person needs to forgive themselves, it's because they have some kind of shame about themselves, or they have some kind of guilt, or they blame themselves for something. So it's kind of like different categories that can make you feel like, I'm not worthy. So is there different levels of forgiveness? Or
Yes, there are different levels of forgiveness. You can have your simple forgiveness thing where I may say something to you, and I realize like, oh, maybe I should have not said that to her. Let me go ahead and apologize for that because I know that it might have come off the wrong way. And then there's forgiveness where if I took something from you, it might take you just a little bit more to forgive, because now you have to not only forgive me, but you have to learn how to retrust me again. So there are different levels with forgiveness.
And sometimes you got to learn how to retrust yourself. Okay, because, I had a young lady who was talking to me, and she was having a challenge because she was the last person that one of her friends spoke to that ended up committing suicide. And she felt that, she didn't present to her as if she took her serious. So maybe if she took the situation a little bit more serious, she could have offered some words that might have changed the fact that that young lady is no longer here.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with that type of, I blame myself, how do you suggest a person gets past blaming themselves for something tragic like that?
Well, first of all, it's going to take time. That's not something that's going to happen overnight. Secondly, for me, the main reason behind my forgiveness is going to my God, going to my higher power, and asking God to help me in this situation. God, give me the strength so that I can move on. God, let me have the mindset of a person that has forgiveness. In that situation, it's kind of hard to really release it, because you're dealing with the fact that you weren't able to be there for that person, and also you're dealing with the fact that they're no longer here and you don't have the opportunity to speak to them again. I would encourage someone in that position to write about it. Put things down on paper. Try to figure out why it is that person might have thought that you weren't that person that they could have confided in at that point in time, and try to figure out what was it about yourself, because a lot of the times when people don't come to us about issues, it's because of something that's dealing with us, and we need to change. So we need to forgive. She needs to forgive herself first before she can forgive that act. And then me, thirdly, after that, I would try to be an advocate for people, or try to help someone else. Maybe I wasn't able to help her, and I wasn't able to be that voice for her, but I can be that for someone else, so she can heal through the process of helping others where she wasn't able there to help her friend.
And that kind of, I don't appreciate you answering my questions in advance before I even ask it.
I do apologize.
But one of my questions was going to be that there's some people that just feel that they are not deserving of forgiveness, or they feel that they are such a terrible or a bad person. So my thoughts was, what can a person do to remind themselves that they're a good person, or to let themselves know that they have maybe they was that bad person, but they did something to change that, and now they are worthy of forgiving themselves. So you kind of like answer that question. Go out there
and help. Be an advocate.
Do something good for somebody.
Yes.
What are your thought processes about translating it into some type of lesson?
Okay. So you're asking me if they should make a program or develop a program based around that, or
well, I mean, look at the fact that, okay, this time what I got from her is that she felt that she wasn't a true listening ear. She really didn't put her shoulder out there for the person to lean on, and as a result, that person took their life. So when the next person comes to you and you may not take them serious, because I might come up to you and say, you know what, your girl Tasha, I'm thinking about killing myself. I don't want to be here anymore. So would you take it serious or would you not take it serious? Because the bottom line is that I find that a lot of people walk around with some type of mask on their face. And because they have this mask on their face, you think that they're okay, but there's something going on. So a person who ignored someone or took somebody for granted, how should they use that to apply to when you interact with other people going forward?
I think that they should not take, especially when someone is talking about committing suicide, I don't think that should be taken lightly at all. I would try to talk to that person. And because I myself am not an expert at dealing with people who have those type of issues, well, I'm not going to say issues, those people who go through those trials, then I would try to seek professional help for them. So that they can get the help that they need, and not necessarily think that it's something that I can do all on my own. Because even in her friend's situation, she could have been that listening ear, and that's what you can do, be that listening ear, but then also try to seek out professional help.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. So tell me something. You talked about being a premium pet care specialist, okay?
Yes.
And then it's like we're on here and you're the forgiveness expert too.
Yes.
Is there some kind of coalition there between the two of them?
Yes, there actually
Correlation.
is. Correlation.
Correlation.
Yeah.
Is there a correlation there? Is there a correlation there between the two?
Yes, ma'am. So in my youth, my grandparents raised me. My mom and my dad were actually living their lifestyle at that point in time, and I thank God for my grandparents. They took us in, and my brother and myself, and during that time, I dealt with depression. I dealt with low self-esteem, and my grandparents always had dogs. Like, they always had dogs, and no matter what, no matter how I was feeling, if I was down, sad, crying, hurt, when everybody else was outside playing, I was in the house with the dogs. And they always gave me the same love and attention that I needed. When I got home from school, they were excited to see me. It would be in the summertime. I would go out back and I would sit with them. And I remember all of them, Beauty, Angel, Tippy, and Chauncey. Yeah, that's why I love dogs so much.
What kind of names is that? Beauty, Angel, Tippy, and Chauncey.
Four
now, hold
dogs.
on. Angel was one of my German Shepherd names. Chauncey was my father's name. And I never had a Beauty and a Tippy.
But those were my pets, and no matter what I went through, they were always there. Even in my teenage years, I moved with my mom about when I was 15 years old, and I didn't have any pets there. But however, I would frequent back to my grandmother's house, and I would always go and play with them. And I also learned how to groom, and when I first started grooming, they were they were the dogs that I practiced on, and my grandmother allowed me to do that. So that's where the passion for animals started within my life. And I just wanted to make a vow and a promise to
Is your eyes
take
watering?
care of them. No, not right now. Not right now. I love animals. Like, I was at a conference, Women with Big Hats conference this past Saturday, and somebody had a dog, and it's like no matter where I go, it's like magnets. They are attracted to me, and I found the dog. Like, I'm at a empowerment conference, and there's a dog that comes out. So just me and animals just like have this connection. I actually groom Rocky, your pet, and when he came in, he tried to have a little bit of an attitude with me. You know, he wanted to let me know some things.
Rocky gets an attitude with everyone.
But I had to let Rocky know that that's not what we do here. Not at Pooch Styles. Not at Pooch Styles. So we've now bonded, and we have a relationship, and I believe that God has instilled that in me to be able to connect with animals, and they also help me heal, because I feel that animals give the ultimate forgiveness. They give the ultimate forgiveness. I don't care what you do to an animal. The animals that I've been around in my life, they can do something, right? You pop them, and the next thing you know, it doesn't matter that you pop them. They're just face. Right there, like just forgiveness, like that. Just like they have that true like you talk about forgiveness. You need to go seek an animal, because they will give you that true forgiveness. So that's how they relate to me.
So my understanding too is that you're also a author.
Yes.
And you have a couple of projects that you currently are working on and that you've already completed. So you want to share with everybody about your projects?
Yes. My first literary book is How to Care for the Pet I Love, and we didn't even hit on the talk about my incarceration, but while I was
we're gonna get to that.
While
definitely.
I was there, I made a plan of what I wanted to do when I came home, and a part of that plan was to write a book. And I've been home since 2006, and I said, Kyonna, you've been home long enough. When are you going to write the book? This is like 2015. When are you going to write the book? And I was toying and messing over what I was going to write, and I said, you know what? Animals. Write about animals. And I'm always having my clients come in, and they ask me a lot of questions, and I would love to sit there and talk to every single person, but I still got to groom. So I said, you know what? Let me write this book so that I can help them in the midst of grooming their pets and still give them information that they can take, as well as I can reach people outside of my facility.
Okay.
And then I'm in a collaboration. I am chapter 2 in the book, and it's called Broken Chains, and I talk about my experience of being bound, not just by the physical chains of being incarcerated, but being bound by the chains that were in my mind.
Oh, is that BFF Nation?
Yes, that's the BFF Nation. Yes, ma'am.
What is it? Breaking Free Forever.
Breaking Free Forever. Yes.
Awesome. You should have bought that one today. And what other? You have another collaboration?
Well, no. This is the How to Care for the Pet I Love, and then I'm working on another book right now. I thought that book was going to be called The Power of Forgiveness Mend My Broken Heart, but that's not what God said to me. That book is going to be titled The Truths That the Lies That Became My Truths. So that book should be out at the end of the spring.
All right, so we have Terrence saying that when he was in therapy, he actually had a pet that came out and helped him with therapy for once a week as well, too. Everybody that's joining right now, we appreciate you for joining. I want to make sure that you share and invite. And remember to say hello to me and let me know what city you're checking in from. Just put it in the comments so we can pay attention to you. And if you want to call in, the phone number is 301-429-9247. So you were talking about that whole incarceration thing.
Yes.
Girl, you don't got no record.
Not says federal BOP.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was me having low self-esteem, being in a relationship, just because I wanted that love and attention. I finally found someone who was doing everything. I mean, Pam, I was 18 years old when I met this person. I was getting my cell phone bill paid and buying clothes for me. I mean, in a teenager's mind, when you think you're grown, it's like okay, so I think I'm grown and this person is doing all of this for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't actually a sugar daddy, it was a sugar mama. And so I thank God for all of the change that has transpired in my life today. But in that relationship, I no longer had control over myself, my mind. It was pretty much just doing whatever it took to make sure that I still had that love there that I was yearning for from years and years and years ago. So with that, I said, I'm going to be your ride or die. And so this person decided to commit a crime.
Oh, Lord.
And because I'm that ride or die, I was there and I rode and I died until the wheels fell off and ended up in prison for 4 years of my life.
Now, did she end up in prison too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Y'all better
ma'am.
stop using that term ride or die. Okay. Okay.
So, but over the 4 year period of time in my life, I got a really, really close look. Now, this being in this place and behind those walls, I've had no choice but to face Kyonna. I had no choice at all but to face Kyonna. It's not like I could be distracted by the world, be distracted by the normal routine, the daily hustle and bustle of life. Because now I'm here in this world that is like really, really unfamiliar to me. And first of all, I gotta, stand guard because I don't know these people. Like, you read about it, you hear it, you have people who are murderers and this and that and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, God, how am I going to do this? Not me. I'm just like the little church girl Kyonna that then got wrapped up in this mess. And I have to figure out how to go through these 4 years of my life and come out and not be a statistic. The statistic says that 78% of the people that go into prison are more likely to go back. So I had to figure out what I was going to do first to change who I was, because I was turning into somebody that I did not even know. I did not know who I was. I was using ecstasy. I was smoking marijuana left and right. It was my everyday thing. That's the first thing I did in the morning. I was drinking. I was doing all of these things to make myself feel better. But now I'm in this place and I'm not only stripped of all of those things, I'm stripped of personal items. I'm stripped of family members. I'm stripped of contact with the outside world. And I had no choice but to look in that mirror and face reality and face the fact that I was here. Now, what was I going to do when I came home? I got into every type of program they had. I even was the piano teacher when I was in Danbury, Connecticut. My grandmother raised me and she taught me how to play the piano from a young child. So I'm a person who knows or will take adversity and change it around for good. So I was able to help people in that place in my life. And I made it through, and I made out a list. I said, I'm going to come home. I'm going to get back into the pet grooming industry. I wanted to become a certified paralegal, which I did. And how I got that passion was working with some of the inmates that were there, and I was able to help them get time off their sentence. Well, that didn't last long because it was different on the outside.
She in jail helping people get time off their sentence. Are you for real? Stop
Yes,
playing.
that's why. Because I said when I get home, if something happens to me where I can't groom, I need to have a backup plan. So I said, let me do that. And because I learned how to shepherdize laws and cases, and it's just taking anything that was meant for negative and turn it into good. Because that place, if you do not have a faith system when you walk into that place, you can be turned out.
So then was that also part of your forgiveness process? Did you ever have any guilt about that situation?
I had to forgive myself for allowing myself to get wrapped up in that situation, for allowing myself to just think less of myself, where I felt that I needed to have that love from that person to feel validated. So I had to first forgive myself, and that's where forgiveness starts. It starts with you looking in the mirror, facing yourself, lifting up that rug, and pulling it out piece by piece, pulling out all of that drama, all of that baggage, all of that hurt, all of that pain, piece by piece by piece. And with 4 years, I had enough time to do that.
So you were in jail and you were able to find out where your current location is. Because I always talk to people and I tell them that, when it comes to the navigator of the car, you could put in a destination.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know your current location, you're not going to move anywhere at all. Now, we have a few questions in here. I want to say thank you, Holly, for tuning in. Thank you, Natasha in North Carolina, for sharing. Hey, Dale, DC's own VSOP podcast checking in. I know that's right. Hey, Dale. He says, hello, ladies. And Rick Titus from the Rick Titus Show. Thank you for the love. My family is always on. Share and like. Now, Holly wants to know, do you offer a mobile service for your dog grooming?
Not at this particular point in time, but we do have a brick and mortar. We're in Forestville, Maryland at 7813 Parson Drive, Forestville, Maryland, and our website is www.poochstylespetgrooming.com.
Now, Natasha said that the story that you were sharing, that definitely someone needs to hear this, so she appreciates you for your transparency. Now, guys, we're gonna take a moment in control room. I got some sponsors. Hey, let me take this moment to say that if you want to be a sponsor or you want to be a guest on Hanging with Your Girl Tasha, just send me an email at hangingwithyourgirltasha@gmail.com. And right now, we need to go cut to my official first sponsor, Grown Life Teas. Control room commercial, please. Just doing some administrative stuff right there, and you guys caught me. Shame on you for spying on me, okay? And we got another question coming from Rhode Island with Cheryl Brown. She would like to know, how can we buy your books?
Okay, sure. You can visit www.KyonnaFBrown.com, and that's KYONNAF, the color brown.com.
It seems like the people are really interested in the fact that you're a dog groomer. So you know what? Of course, I mean, I love you and Rocky loves you. But Kyonna, can you tell everybody what sets you apart from other dog groomers, or even like, you know, the PetSmarts or the Petco and things of that nature?
Okay, well, my logo, I believe it says it all, is Pooch Styles, where we live in color. That's the first thing that I stepped out of the box with, doing something a little bit different, adding a pop of color and giving your pet some brightness in their life. Some people ask the question, is color harmful to the pet or anything like that? And I just simply ask, was it harmful for you to put the color in your hair? It's not harmful. It's just like with anybody else. If you have any allergies to a color or a product, there are some pets who have allergies that suffer
Rocky
from different things.
An allergy.
And then speaking on the allergy topic, I am a certified pet esthetician, and I have gone to school to realize skin issues and be able to help my clients on a higher level. I've worked for PetSmart, I've worked for Petco, other different pet companies. And what I learned during my esthetician classes, I was doing stuff all wrong. All wrong.
And wait a minute, you was working at Petco and PetSmart, mm-hmm. and they was teaching you how to do stuff all wrong.
Yes. And I'll say, and I'm an advocate for making sure that pets have the proper care that they need. If anything, anybody knows me that steps foot inside of Pooch Styles Pet Grooming, they know they got to deal with Miss Kyonna when it comes to taking care of their furry family loved member. And I make sure and I get on them about taking care of them. The things that I learned through my esthetician course was that there are 3 different types of dogs. Now, with different types of coats. I knew that there are short-coated dogs, that there are medium-coat dogs, that there are long-coated dogs. But for many, many years, what was I doing? I was just given a house shampoo, a house conditioner. But all of those different coats need different needs. So your short coat is going to need oil, your medium coat is going to need minerals, and your long coat is going to need collagen. So how am I able to provide that in a product that has everything, that doesn't even have any of those things mixed in it to begin with? So just learning about the products and knowing what I'm using, it can help make your pet's life just a little bit easier as it relates to skin issues, healthier coats, shining, matting. I bet you guys didn't know that your pet produces a natural oil, which is called sebum. And when you're brushing your pet, which I ask you to do at least 3 to 4 times a week, you're helping spread that natural sebum through the coat so that your pet coat can be healthy. So you wonder if you haven't brushed your dog and your dog comes in matted and the coat's dry, it's brittle. You're wondering why, because you're not nourishing it, even with the own natural oils that are coming from the pet.
Your animals has sebum.
That's right.
Girl, it sounds like something else. I'm glad I got that thing right.
It comes from the sebaceous gland inside of the pet.
Oh my goodness. So guys, if you are in the DMV area, I think you could hear from the way that she talked about it and the passion that she showed that she is just so committed to her animals and she loves her animals. And I'll tell you that personally, as a client of hers and stuff, I did come from that PetSmart and that Petco world, and I think that was part of the reason why my Rocky wasn't receptive to being groomed, because of the type of things. I remember going in there one day and a lady was just plucking hair out of his ear to the point that his ear started bleeding. So you think that you're going to these places who are supposed to be professionals, but they're really not. So to have a person like Kyonna to care for your pet, you really need to go check her out. What's the number at the shop?
301-456-7081. And I want to talk about the plucking of the ears. I had a client come in today and they were asking me questions. Well, I don't want my pet to, be singled out or to be treated. No, honey. That's why you come to Pooch Styles. Because at Pooch Styles, we make sure that your pet is treated on an individual basis. We're making sure that we give your pet exactly what your pet needs. Like I can tell you off the top, and anybody that works in my facility, when Rocky comes in, they know that Rocky gets the mineral red spa because we know he has sensitive skin. If I'm dealing with Rocky ears, I know I don't pluck. I take my little scissors and try to trim as much around it because he doesn't like that. So we learn the specifics of each and every individual pet that comes in there to make sure that we're giving you and your pet what you need.
All right, now, so there we go with the pet stuff. Now we got to get back to some of this. Somebody said, oh my God, poor Rocky. Yes, poor Rocky. Let's get back to forgiveness.
Okay.
In my experience, talking to people who are struggling with forgiveness is just because they keep on returning to their past.
Yes.
So what do you have to say about the person that keeps on returning to the past? The person that doesn't realize that when we drive our cars looking through the front windshield. You can't drive your car looking through the rearview mirror. So what is your advice to that person that's stuck in the past, maybe trying to ask themselves that $1 million question about why did I do this?
Mm-hmm. So that's a funny one, because a lot of people live in the past. They, for whatever reason, can't step foot into the future because they're so stuck on what happened in the past. And for me, it's just basically realizing what happened in the past and trying to figure out how to not repeat that cycle again. So that's like if a person comes to you and they're behaving a certain way, or something in the past, a person that hurt you in the past and they're behaving a certain way, I look for those behaviors. And so if I meet someone new and you're exhibiting any of those behaviors, red flag alert. It's like, okay, wait a minute. I need to keep my eyes open just a little bit more because I dealt with that in the past. And that a lot of times we attract what we are. Mm-hmm. We attract what we are. So in order for me not to attract my past, I need to change me so that my future can be different.
All right. Now that applies to so many things.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, if this girl mentioned domestic violence on her show one more time, but that's the same thing when it comes to a person that's dealing with domestic violence as well. You continue to attract the same person over and over and over again. I got a close situation going on near me right now that I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to infiltrate and help this individual. I don't know if they even want their own kind of help, but that's a whole nother thing. So the key is to make sure you know that you've been down that road before, and you're trying not to go down that road again.
Yeah, recognize it it's like it's a doorway, right? You give that situation a space to go through that doorway, or you can shut the door. If you see it, you hurry. It's like a scary movie. Somebody's coming, and you gotta hurry up and slam the door so you can get away, or so it doesn't get to you. And that's sort of what you gotta do with those issues, or those past feelings and that hurt and that past. You gotta shut the door on it.
So is that kind of like, I've heard somebody say that people make the choice to wallow in their sorrows, or make the choice not to believe in themselves. So is it that simple? That, I mean, like, if I decide and I walk into Ashley Stewart's and I decide that I wanted to pick up a brown shirt instead of the orange shirt to wear with this outfit, is it that simple to make the choice to forgive yourself?
I believe it is that simple. I think that we make things harder than they have to be. We make things harder than they have to be. We will go over something over and over and over in our heads again. And I use this illustration with exercising, or even with me, like next month it'll be a year almost that I haven't had bread, flour, and sugar.
Okay.
And so that's a choice.
You've been shrinking.
That's a choice. That is a choice that I have decided. Mm-hmm. And so we do this thing. There's a motivational speaker. I can't think of her name right now, but she has this 5-second rule: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can talk ourselves out of doing something in that short period of time. So the same way that you start thinking about it.
Down a little bit more.
I'll break it down a little bit more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll break it down a little bit more. So say for an example, you say, I'm going to get up and exercise. And that's the thought in your head. And you're like, oh, I'm going to get up and exercise. But 5, 4, just get up, just move. But you were about to talk yourself out of that movement, because you were about to make up all these excuses in your head to why is that Tasha's not going to get up and exercise. Oh, I'm going to do this later. And then we even do that with tasks that we know we need to do. Oh, I'm going to do it later because I want to do this. Oh, I'm going to sit here for a second. To me, that's the same thing. When maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was in the shop and I started feeling like really, really down, really, really down. And I said, nope, that's not going to happen. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to be happy. Today is awesome. How are you? And in moments of me just rebuilding and lifting up myself, we have the power. We are powerful. We are powerful creatures and beings. And you have the power to do whatever it is that you want to do. If you don't want to be in self-loathing mode, you don't have to. You just have to know how to get yourself out of that moment. And that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 works for me, because by the time I'm up by the time I say 4, because I know I don't want to wait till 1. Because when 1 comes, I'm going to start doing something else. I'm going to put it off to the side or do something else. So I got to act. It's about action.
So I guess that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for those people. Yeah, Terrence, I see you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then do it. I think that's something that all those entrepreneurs that are turning in and that you follow me, that you need to apply that when it comes to your business. I'm powerful enough to say that one day I'm going to be a millionaire. But if I don't take that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and take the actions to get there, I'm going to continue to be broke. Your girl Tasha ain't broke yet. She's not broke. So you know what? That's funny to hear, Terrence. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, guys, you could call in 301-429-9247. We're kind of a little bit all over the place here. We're talking about pets. We're talking about forgiveness. We're talking about businesses and things like that. That's just how we do here on the Hanging with Your Girl Tasha show. But now that I think about, since we're talking about business, we already know that Kyonna is a owner of a groomer. She's an author. But that's not the only thing that she got up her sleeve What other type of I'm hearing that you're popping into the multi-level marketing industry right
Yes,
now.
yes.
So what is that you got going on?
So I am a part of a revolutionary company called Nevetica that is starting right here in the DMV. A lot of multi-level marketing companies are started the Midwest, Utah, just all these other places. But I am so fortunate to be a part of a company that's starting right here in the DMV, and of course, it's related to pet care. Nothing other. I am grouped with a large organization of people who are going out to reach the masses and educate the pet parent on how they should take care of their pet. We are giving information. We're going to have the app that's going to be able to give you a free pet assessment to help you figure out and learn the gaps and holes that are in your pet's lives. And then we're going to be able, with Nevetica products, to plug those gaps and those holes in your pet's lives. And then we're going to also have different products that are going to be good for your home. Like, say, for an example, you got multiple pets and your pet, sometimes those homes don't smell good. So we have products and things like that. But we're basically starting off with the nutrition. Want to make sure that your pet is getting all the vitamins that they need. And just making sure that you know how to properly care for the pet that you love.
All right, so there you have it, guys. The Vetica coming to a house near you. Care for your pet.
Yes. And we launched this July. So I'm super, super excited about that. I am glad to be able to be a part of the launch. It's going to be amazing. And none other than our CEO, Dr. Lance London. He just became a doctor, and I'm super proud of him. But it's going to be amazing. And if anybody is interested in finding more about Nevetica, I am Kyonna Tanisha Fields Brown on Facebook, Kyonna F Brown. You have the number there. You can message me, and I can get you more information about how you can be a part of this revolutionary movement that's happening right here in the DMV.
All right, guys, that's some good information right there. Hey, Derek Jones, thank you for joining. That's my wonderful sponsor. We've already played the commercial for Grown Life Teas. I love you, Derek. So, Kyonna.
Yes, yes.
Heavy hearts and burdens. How does a person, if you have someone that comes to you and I mean, you could just tell that there's this dark cloud over top of them. People want to know exactly, as a forgiveness expert, what do you do to help people find their ways to forgiveness?
The first thing that I do is I try to make a one-on-one connection with that person. Try to let them see my spirit, to see, first of all, that I'm not trying to get in your business. I just, want to talk to you. And for some people that go through things like that, or have had that experience where their heart is like truly, truly heavy, and they don't even want to reach out for help or get help from someone, I feed into them. Slowly but surely. So I build a relationship with them, whereas though they feel that they're comfortable with talking to me and sharing. And then from there, from that little bit of sharing, I try not to go too deep into it, but I let them allow me to come into their life piece by piece, and to help them, lift them up, and give them little bits and pieces of what I've done to release some things off of my heart.
Okay, so do you like? I mean, I know you have the website where people go to. Do you like set up some kind of consultation with a person? Is there something that's done face to face, or is it something over the phone? How would someone reach out to you if they wanted to get your assistance?
Okay, well, they can simply just text me at 301-971-4068, and just text the word "want to heal" through forgiveness, and I'll reach out to you and have a consultation. I am going to have the forgiveness conversation. It's a virtual program that is set up, just pretty much an hour introduction of myself and how I've been able to heal, and how I want to share with you some tips and tools of how you can heal. I want to first help you reveal whatever your fears are. Then I want to be able to help you release them, and I want to help you regain self-confidence. A lot of people ask me, why do you mean, what do you mean by regain self-confidence? A lot of the times when we're hurt, and I'll use myself for an example, in that relationship that I had, I lost my confidence. I lost who I was. And so I had to rebuild all of that again. So not only did I have to learn to forgive myself and to heal within my heart, but I had to learn how to build up so that when I am going out in that next relationship, that I am able to be open enough to love that person.
Okay. So I want to remind you guys, if you want to call in and ask any questions to the forgiveness expert, the number here is 301-429-9247. Again, the number is 301-429-9247. I assume that everybody in our audience today has already forgiven themselves and they have no concerns and they have no burdens because we're not getting any kind of phone calls. But the phone lines are working if you want to call in. So, on Fridays,
Yes.
you got a little bit of creative with yourself.
Yes, I have. I have Forgiveness Fridays every single Friday on Kyonna F. Fields Brown and Kyonna F. Brown on Facebook. And I'm dibbling with Instagram, Kyonna the Forgiveness Expert on Instagram. I do a live cast called Forgiveness Fridays. It's where I talk about different things as it relates to forgiveness, different topics. So tune in this Friday at 8 a.m. I am talking about, am I a facade? So there are going to be different tips and different tools that I give out during that hour. So just go ahead and tune in. I'm excited to have new people join us. It's a nice community of people who are spiritual based, and we just share with one another. And I'm kind of a little bit more lax and just a little bit more of myself. I'm myself today, but typically on Friday, I'm letting it all out.
And guys, she opens it up and she has music playing and it's all kind of music. Sometimes she rocking it out, and I'm a little bit jealous of her because she's one of those people, your girl Tasha can't play no music because I always end up in Facebook jail. She hasn't got into Facebook jail yet, and I just don't understand how she does that. Do you have any kind of events that's coming up soon that anybody can come out and see you?
Sure. It's not my own personal event, but I am super, super proud to be of the Unstoppable Woman Retreat. And if anybody out there knows Regina Robinson, she's Regina Robinson Speaks, and she is a dynamic speaker. She is, I love Regina, but this is her second year for the conference. I'll actually be speaking at this conference, and I'll be doing a little bit more. I'm not going to put everything out there, but I'll be speaking, and that's going to be the weekend of May 25th. It's a whole weekend. It's going to be at Turf Valley Resort. And I believe that is Ellicott City, Maryland. Yes, that's the next thing that I have coming up, and it's amazing. So if you want, you can go to Unstoppable Woman Retreat on Facebook and look up the event. If I have anybody that's on this page, go ahead and type in the feed so that the people can get that information. And then the next big thing is Nevada's launch. That's going to be July the 20th, the 21st, the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd.
All right. Now,
so
don't you have or did I miss it already? You had a dog pageant or a dog something?
How could I forget about that? Oh, my goodness. That is Sunday. I'm so, guys, I do apologize. It is the second, it's the second annual Spring Paw Fashion Show. The second annual Spring Paw Fashion Show at Pooch Styles Pet Groomer, 7813 Parson Drive, and that's in Forestville, Maryland, 20747. So last year it was from 2 to 4. This year we got a lot of people saying we want to, extend it, so we're going to do it from 2 to 5. If you have any pets that you want to walk, y'all need to go ahead and register because the registration is ending tomorrow. The registration is ending.
So it's a fashion show? So
it's a fashion show.
Clothes. Is there like a swimsuit contest or something?
If you want your pet to rock out that 2-piece bikini, you got it, boo. It's whatever you want. And we have different categories so that your pet can win in the competition. And it's just a family fun event where the community comes out. A lot of times our clients come in and some of the clients want to talk to the other clients, but they're also busy in a rush to get to work. work or whatever their daily task is. Well, this is the opportunity for us to all get together, for us all to talk, to look at each other's dogs and play and just have fun. You know, our dogs, what do they do most of the time? They're at home. They go for a walk. Some of us take them to the park. But this is just a fun event. We have games for the dog, musical sit. It's a fun game. I love that game. But yeah, we have fun. So that's going to be 2 to 5 p.m. this Sunday at Pooch Styles Pet Grooming.
Hey, Aunt D, thank you for joining. And you know what? Pooch Styles is right down the street from your house. So if you have nothing to do, just go watch the doggy fashion show with Aunt D. We'll give the information out to you. No, Rocky is not going to be in the fashion show, and Rocky is not wearing a bathing suit, Miss Cheryl Brown, at all. So, going back to forgiveness, everybody's always busy. Okay? You're always busy. People don't have time for nothing because you're doing so much. You're running with the kids. You're running with all this stuff. So you talked about how when you were in jail that it gave you time. It made you sit down. It made you to take time for yourself. What does a person do who doesn't have that, lose their ability to make the choice? And they're so busy with everything. They're busy with the 9 to 5. They're busy running around with the kids. They're busy with the spouses and stuff like that. How does a person take the time to sit down and get to know their self, to make time for forgiveness?
So first of all, you need to reveal what it is that is keeping you hostage from sitting down doing that. Because last year, about this time, I joined a program. And that program really taught me some values. You know, we go, sometimes we might grab something, a snack or whatever. We don't really have time to break for lunch, or, you know, we don't have time to have peace and solitude. That program taught me that I can get up early in the morning and I can go before God for 30 minutes. And that's something that I dedicate to myself, that I'm dedicating to Him. So that's a time that I get up. And so when I'm getting up, that's the time now that I am having for me. When it's my lunchtime, instead of standing on my feet working, I go sit down and I eat my meal, because that meal is to preserve the one body that God gave me. So I make time for that. See, people make time for the stuff that they want to make time for. How important are you to you? So when you learn to take that time for yourself, because there is that time. Some people say, oh, there's not enough hours in the day and la, 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 la. Make some. Get up. While you sleep, get up. In the afternoon, when you come home, after you've done all of your motherly, your fatherly duties, or whatever it is that you have to do, then you need to get in that space where you can look yourself in the mirror and say, how are you truly today, Kyonna? Because people ask you that question, how are you? Oh, I'm good. No. Kyonna, you're not good. What's going on? And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking at myself and I'm talking to myself, but y'all, I'm not crazy. Not crazy by far. But I have to do that so that I can release myself, so that I can look into my soul. And I'm going to God and I'm praying to God to reveal things to me. God, what is it that I need to change? What am I doing wrong? How can I make the next steps the right steps? Order my steps. So you make the time. You make the time. That's all it is. You just make the time. I was listening to a multi-level marketing thing, inspirational thing the other day, and he said, just do it. Just do it. So that's all. Just do it. Make the time for yourself. People make time for the times that they want.
So besides just do it, I think that you said something really powerful and profound that maybe people don't understand and realize. Every morning, why not get up and just say to yourself, how are you? How are you? I think that is so powerful. So in the morning, I'm going to get up and be like, girl, your girl Tasha, how are you, baby? Are you ready to bam it out today? Are you ready to be authentically me? Who's going to test you and have to get the bam impact from you today? So yes, guys, make a commitment to get up every morning and just say to yourself, how are you?
Yeah, and it's not easy sometimes because you have to do that 5, 4, 3, 2, because that alarm will go off and it's like, just get up. Get up. I promise you, if you get up earlier, your day will be better. That's like I've been getting up a little bit earlier every day, and the first thing I do is I'm praying, thanking God, and then the next thing I'm doing is motivation, because I need to feed myself positivity so that my day can be purposeful, that I'm not going out of my door with ill thoughts, ill feelings. I'm making sure that, and then even throughout my day, the people that I work with, they look at me as like, can you talk right now? And I'm like, nope, I'm learning right now. Because I have to take myself out of those spaces. Sometimes things come up against us and we don't know how to change them, but we have the power to change it. Change your mindset, change your mood. You can change your atmosphere within an atmosphere.
Change your atmosphere within the atmosphere. We got Mary saying, you talking to me, thank you so much. Cheryl Brown said amen. And Mary said, I like that. Just ask yourself how you are. Now, I put out there because I was wondering why Mary was saying that we were talking to herself. Now, Mary, we have about a good 3 or 4 minutes left. But if you want to call in and share why you feel that Kyonna is talking to you, you can dial into us on 301-429-9247, and we would love to talk to you. Yeah. So, Aunt D, you said you get up at 3 a.m.?
Yes. So you beat me. Aunt D. You beat me. I ain't up there yet. I'm getting up like 5:45 in the morning, but that's a lot earlier. So, I encourage people, you don't have to go for the whole cake. You don't have to go for the whole pie. Start at a little bit, a little bit at a time. And that's with anything that you want to do. If you want to learn how to forgive someone, just start small steps. Well, today, this is what I'm going to do. Today, I'm going to look at this person straight in their face, and I'm not going to shy away from them. Just start with small steps, and then eventually you'll have the whole pie of forgiveness.
All right, the pie of forgiveness. I like that. Y'all hear that? The pie of forgiveness. An atmosphere in your atmosphere. This girl is dropping some topics out there for us today. So, Kyonna, we're going with about another 2 or 3 minutes here. I'm just going to turn the floor over to you, and I want you to give them a little bit of what you do on Forgiveness Fridays.
Okay.
Throw a topic out there and just go. Just flow with it.
Okay, give a topic. Okay, so I guess I'm going to do the atmosphere in your atmosphere. So if you feel that you are stuck in an atmosphere where there is negativity all around you, the only thing that you have to do is learn how to change the space that you're in.
Sorry.
There's a caller. Sorry.
Hanging with your girl Tasha. Please turn down your volume in the background. Who's calling us?
Hi, it's Mary. I have my headphones on.
Hey, Mary. Go ahead and share with us, why did you feel that Kyonna was talking to you, Mary, and how has she helped you today during the broadcast?
When she was speaking on the getting up in the morning and getting yourself together and doing the motivation thing, I've been hearing that like for the last probably 2 weeks. So I know she's talking to me, and it's still hard for me to get up and do it. So that's why I know she was talking to me.
So Mary, what's holding you back? What's stopping you?
I think it's me.
Yes, ma'am. You said it right there. You're stopping yourself. So a lot of times we get in our own way. So now you need to figure out how you move Mary out of the way so that you can get up and do what it is that you need to do so you can have a productive day. So I charge you for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to take a small step. When it's time, set your alarm clock for whatever that desired time is and just get up. Maybe not move out of the bed or just sit up on the side of the bed for a moment.
Okay.
And then immediately I go to YouTube and I find some Les Brown or something like that, and I just listen.
So, Mary, what area are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay, and it Eastern time. What time is it there right now?
It's 6:30.
It is 6:30. Okay, so I want to give you another challenge. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I'm a part of a group that we have what we call the Daily Tune-Up Call.
Awesome.
It's kind of about businesses, but a lot of times it gives you things that help you in your personal life too. So I'm going to invite you to join our call tomorrow. The phone number is 641-715-3580.
Could you put the the number in the chat?
I will. And the code is 911-644-085. So tune in with us tomorrow, and maybe we can get you started with some of your motivation, because tomorrow is going to be your first day to get this done, and we're going to be there with you, Mary, okay?
Hey, thank you so much, Miss Tasha.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
She can also inbox me, and I have a motivation people. I think I sent out to like 26 people in the morning, so she can get on that list.
So we're going to get you on the motivation list with a forgiveness expert too. So, guys, that brings us to the end of another episode of Hanging with Your Girl Tasha. Kyonna, I thank you so much for joining me today. I thank you for impacting my audience and giving them a platform to talk. Mr. Turner said he wants you to know that the unforgiveness is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies.
Yes.
Hello. So there you go. Another episode of Hanging with Your Girl Tasha. See you guys next week, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Bye-bye.